The next topic that we are going to see is correlation. Now, correlation is capturing dynamic values the application. Dynamic values in the application. So anything that comes up from the server might be, you might have some random numbers that come up from the server for security reasons. You will have session keys that come up from the application. You will have session IDs. These are all random numbers that get generated in order to uniquely identify a single person. Right? Those are security related. Now these that comes up in your application is when you're recording, it will record the number that got generated when you record. Now if you send the same number, the application will fail because that number is already expired. So you have to take the number that gets generated in the application. So those are dynamic values that we need to capture in the application. So we're going to see how to capture dynamic values that come from the application into your script. Right. So now this is not same as what we did capturing order number, but the concept is the same. Like how we in QTP we capture the order number, the concept is the same. We will capture the order number and put it into the application, right? The concept is the same. So that's what we are going to do here. But here we have to now in QTP, since it was a GUI based, it just went and clicked on the button or the object. Here it is request based. So the request that goes to the application, the server should be able to process it and send the response back. So that's what we are going to see now. How do we capture dynamic values? So in order to capture dynamic values, again, there are two ways to do that. Okay, so in order to capture dynamic values, that is in order to do correlation, there are two ways to do correlation. One is called auto correlation and manual correlation. Now, auto correlation is LoadRunner company recommends this, but as an experienced person, they don't recommend this. Okay, because what happens is that as you're recording and you're doing all those things, it will automatically capture all the dynamic values. It captures these dynamic values based on certain logics that's written in the LoadRunner, but not always that logic works. So we don't want unwanted correlations to happen. So we don't do automatic. It's always preferred to do manual. Okay. In interview, they might ask you what are the two types of correlation. You will say auto correlation and manual correlation. What do you prefer if they ask? Never ever say auto correlation. Always tell them that I don't do auto correlation. I always prefer to go and do my correlation manually, because I have a better understanding of what I am working with. So in order to do auto correlation, it is very simple. All you need to do is, once you finish recording the script, give me 1 second, guys. So now, what to do auto correlation is very simple, right? All you need to do is just, okay, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. So in order to do auto correlation, all you need to do is go to recording options. Then you have something called correlation here. You see, this is enabled, but we did. You see here, it is enabled here, right? But these are not the protocols that we are working. That's why it is not identifying the autocorrelation, right? We don't have autocorrelation for say HTTP HTML autocorrelation was not showed here, not displayed here. What happened to my? Okay. So now, in order to do correlation, what we will do? What's happening to my? What happened? Okay. So I'll click on this correlation. You see here, nothing is happening here. So because it's not able to identify any correlation that is here, right? To obtain, so what we usually do, we always go with the manual correlation. Now, when you're doing with manual correlation, there are multiple ways to do it. Okay. Give me one second. Why is my mouse not working? Okay. So when you're doing manual correlation, what we need to do is there are multiple ways to do it. One, you can do through, let me clean this up. In order to do manual correlation, one, we can write the function, we can write the function using generation log, or not using, with the help of, with generation log. Two, you can auto create using preview. This is not auto create in the sense it is not automatic correlation. Manual correlation, it will automatically create for you when you say where you want the correlation. These are two ways you can do it. Now, how do you do this? Let's see one at a time. So first, I'm going to do the actual way of doing correlation. So I'll go here. Now, what I want to know what is the correlation value for this. Yes. Why my mouse is not working? Okay, it's not working. Okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here. Now what is the value I want to correlate? So if you see here, I wanted to correlate this value. I want to correlate this value. How do I correlate? So what I'll do, I wanted to replace this value dynamically that is coming from the application. So I'll capture this, I'll take this, Control C, I'll copy this, and we said that we're going to use generation log. Where is the generation log? Here is the generation log. Now in the day one class, when we were doing scripting, I told you generation log is the log which gets generated, which has both the request and the response. So all activity that you did during the recording is here. So now what I will do, I will go right onto the first line of the code, first line of my generation log, Control F, Control V. Now I did a copy paste of this line which I wanted to search, find. The first occurrence where it finds, you see here it found this. Now what I'll do, I'll copy the whole line. We don't need so much, but for a safer side, I'm copying the whole line. I'll say right click and say copy. Now I need to find out where this exactly gets generated. It is not getting generated at this point. Never put the correlation above the request we are going to replace. No, it will never appear. So how do you find where exactly in this whole list of requests where it appeared? How do you find out? So what I'll do, once I copy this, I'll click on that. So my pointer is on that line. Pointer is on that line. Again, Control F. Now what I will do, I will say web underscore. That's all. Don't touch any option here. Up, down, don't touch. Whatever is default, leave it as it is and say find. Now you see here, it's showing you the request that it got generated when we in our script. What is the request name? See that? It's reservation.servlet. Find that in your application. Go to line. No, it is you don't know the line number, so let's not go do that. So find that in your application here. Reservation.servlet. The same request, you see? The same request. So put it above the start transaction. I told you in order to comment, it's double backslash. Put it above the transaction. Now we have to write the function. Guys, you are able to understand this. Any questions till now? Any questions? Yep.
Rajesh, if it's a very big file, then how do we exactly know where this reservation servlet will come, Rajesh?
What will be my very big file?
Like, okay, this is a small script, but if we have a bigger script, then do we still use Control F on that console to find out where the servlet is? That reservation servlet, that code is? You
are telling about identifying this portion or this portion?
The below portion or the above portion?
The below portion, nothing. You just have to put control. Why I put web underscore is, you see here, whatever, if it's a web underscore URL, submit form, whatever, it will start with a web underscore.
Yeah, that part I got. But how we locate the reservation servlet on the top console, you know, the...
here, this is one, right?
Yeah.
Now, the only way to do that, see, you cannot, if you go here and double click on this, okay, it's not navigating you to that location, correct?
Yeah.
So you cannot find that way. Right click on this, go to line, you cannot go there. It's not taking you that, right? So how do you find it out? All you need to do is, well, you see here, reservation.servlet, right? Most of the time it will be one request above that. If you see, this is where it's getting generated.
Yeah, yeah.
And where is reservation.servlet? One request above that, right?
Okay. Okay.
But it's not the case every time. So the best way, what we usually do is, we take this, put it in a notepad, copy and paste this is the line that I need, right?
Yeah.
I'll put it in a notepad, then copy this. Go to the top of the script, right? And say, so if you, that's why I tell you, don't split into transactions, split into actions till you finish the script. Now, Control F, Control V, you see.
Okay.
You identified it?
Yeah.
Later copy and paste it above it.
Okay.
You getting me?
Thank you, Rajesh.
Any other questions, guys? Fine. So now, what is the function that is used for correlation? Let's see what is the function that we need to write for correlation. What is this here? The function that we're going to see for correlation is web underscore reg underscore save underscore param. Now this is how we start. This is the function call. On top of it, what we are going to do, open bracket, and we're going to put the variable name here. Variable name here, with which is going to carry the data that you are capturing. So what happens, it will automatically put the data into this particular variable. In QTP, we used to put a variable outside and say equal to. Here we don't need to do that. We put the variable name inside the function itself. Comma, open quote, LB, that is left boundary. Left boundary. That is, if I wanted to capture, say example, the request is my name is Rajesh Charles, and I wanted to capture only Rajesh. That's coming here. So what will be my left boundary? Left boundary is this. My name is. So my name is will be my left boundary. So this will be my left boundary. And what will be my right boundary? My right boundary will be this, Charles. So now what will happen is, RB. Now what will happen is, script will go through the generation, through the request, line by line to see where it can match the left and the right boundary. This function will do that for you. Where it can match the left and the right boundary, the moment it matches the left and right boundary, it will take this value and put it into this variable. Now you can call this variable anywhere in the script. How do you call? In QTP, we directly put the variable name here, but in LoadRunner, we cannot put the variable name directly. We have to put it in open and close braces, the variable name. So wherever it sees open and close braces with the variable name, it will replace this value there. It will replace Rajesh there. So now I'll say left boundary. What is my left boundary value? Comma, RB, right boundary value. I'll put the value here. Comma, last. Last indicates the end of the function and a semicolon. So this is how we write the function call. Guys, any questions on the function call? Any questions?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yep. Go ahead.
Sorry. Can you explain it again, please? From web, from the variable to the left bound, you said.
Okay. So now you understood the function name, right?
Yes.
Now, in QTP, what we did, in order to pass a value, say example, we got what we did, object dot method, and we got get arrow property of say text. We took this and we got all this, the value of order number, and we passed it into an order number variable, ORD number equal to, correct?
Yes.
Now this variable, wherever you replace, will have the order number.
Yes.
Same thing here. What we are doing here is, let me clean this up. We need not pass it outside the function. We pass it inside the function, the variable name here. Name here. We pass it inside the function, comma. Then I will say, what is my left boundary? Say example, this is the name I need to. This is a string, and I need to capture this name Rajesh.
Okay.
So what will be my left and right of it?
Left would be my name is and right would be Charles.
So I'll say LB equal to my name is, comma, what will be my right boundary?
Charles,
comma, last.
So why do we have last? Is it just a format?
It's a format. That's the format. That indicates the end. If you see, even everything will have a last into it. You see here last, even the request, right, that we are sending to the script also has a last to it.
Yes.
That indicates that that's the end of the line function call.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, understood.
You got it?
Yes, understood.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Now, this is how the function call is made. Now we're going to see how this is being done in manual testing, right? Even when you auto correlate also, this is the same function call. It's going to automatically do that for you. So in manual testing, Manual testing. Why? Now you'll think, why when I have an automatic correlation, why do I need to stress out and do manual correlation? Now what do you say? Why do we want to do manual correlation? Right? What are the steps involved in it? So let's see what are the steps involved in it. 1, determine the value to capture. Determine the value to capture. That means, what is the value we need to capture here? We go down. Let me go down here. Where is that? What is the value we need to capture here? Anyone? The first thing is to determine the value we need to capture. What is the value we need to capture here? Yep.
Is it the flight name?
Not the flight name, right? The flight, out flight, which is the flight and the whole line, right? This is the one we need to capture. This is the value we need to capture.
Right.
So I know what is the value I want to capture. This is the one. Correct? So I have determined that. What is the second step that we need to follow? The second step is find the left and right boundary Now find the left and right boundary. Now what is the left and right boundary? How do you identify what is the left and right boundary? Can anyone give me the step of how did I identify the left and right boundary? Anyone? Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so you want the, the web underscore.
No. How did I find the left and right? I know this is the value I want to identify, correct? How did I find the left and right boundary for this?
Left. Oh, okay. The left boundary starts from the name out flight.
How did I find that out? How did I find that out? Oh, you're saying this. No, this is not the left and right boundary. This is not this is the request, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I did a procedure to find the entire file where this is getting generated. How did I do that? You remember?
No.
Anyone else? Anyone else can do that? Yep.
Okay, so first we'll find the value to capture, and then for the right and left and right boundary, you'll say same web underscore reg underscore save underscore
Bus. Arshit, I've always told you, listen to the question and then answer. Okay, that was not my question. Yeah.
So we have to do Control F and find it there in the.
Where I should find out?
In the bottom window first.
Complete step. Give me the complete step. You are not an experienced person. I want you to give me the complete step. How do I do each and every step I told you?
You go to the replay log window and
replay log window.
No, the generation log.
Okay.
And you do Control F.
What is the first step I told you when you go to generation log? Go to the top of the line. If you put, say, when you are in a special request, it might display the generation log of that request. If you put Control F here, it will not show you where it is.
Okay, we have to go to the top of the.
You see, script. This is the request. This is the request. You can't take the left hand boundary of the request only.
Okay.
You need a response, right?
Right.
So go to the top of the boundary first. First, you go to the topmost. How do you go if you don't want to scroll? Put Control Home. It will take you right onto the top.
Okay.
And then put Control F, Control V and search.
Then search for it for the first occurrence. Where
So you got the first occurrence. So I copied this.
Okay.
Okay, I copied this. Next, what I do?
Then we go to the we paste in the notepad.
Okay, I did that. Next.
Okay, and then you go to the window, the top window, and then you do another Control F.
Here.
Add web equals to.
Here you do Control F. No, I didn't tell here you have to do Control F. I said select here only. This is the line you wanted, right?
Okay.
This is the line you wanted, right? You copied it, then click on this line.
Okay.
Put a Control F and say web underscore.
Underscore and then paste the link. Okay.
So now you know where the request is getting generated. Go to that request and put that line there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how we identify the left, the second option, that is the left and the right boundary. Right.
Okay.
Thank you. The next what we are going to see is the third one. The third step. What is the third step? Find which occurrence of the text boundary should be used. Now find which occurrence of the text boundary should be used. Now what does this mean? Now if you see here in the application, we have 4 data there, right? We have 4 data. For my from flight, you have 4 data. Now if you see here, let's go to the generation log. Let me search for that value. Where is that? Here, since we selected one value, it is only showing 1 here. But if you go to my generation log, Control Home to go right on top, Control F, Control V, you see here the first occurrence. But if I search for this one, I'll get more than 1. I'm sorry. Function F3. You see here the next one, the next one. You see? So there are more than multiple occurrences of that particular left and right boundary. Which one do you want to select? We'll see how to do that. We'll see this step 3 a little later. So we'll hold on to the step 3 now. How do we see multiple occurrences? I'm going to hold on to step 3 as of now. So I'll put a star here. First we'll see how to replace 1 and then we will see how to find out the multiple occurrences. Step 4. Step 4. What is step 4? Add the correlation function. Add the correlation function there to your script. So now these are the 4 steps that we did. So now we did this, we did this. So because since these 2 steps were completed, we were here. We know where the script is located now. The call happens here. This is where the call happens. Now, who can give me the function call and the how to write the script? Who can write that? Anyone wants to try? What is the function that we use? What is the left boundary, right boundary? What value we can give? And the last. Who can try that? No one? What about you? Want to try?
Yeah, I'll just try, Rajesh.
Yeah. See, nothing wrong, right? You're just giving it a try.
Yeah.
What is function?
So, do you want me to give the web underscore?
Yeah, web underscore
reg
underscore
underscore save
You see here, it automatically comes there, right?
Yeah, param. Yeah.
Just hit and
Save
enter.
underscore param.
Okay, now.
Okay, so it will automatically shows it once we.
Yes. Once you start typing, it will give you the function.
Okay. Then
Next.
we need the variable name.
So that is done in double quote. It's always good to put C for parameter and P for correlation, because you see here for parameter and correlation, the way it is represented is the same inside open and close braces.
Okay.
So how do you know it's a parameter or a correlation? So we always put a C.
By naming it. Okay.
C underscore. What is this? This is a out flight, right?
Yeah, out
So I'll just put like this.
Okay.
So I can understand. That's why. Close, comma.
Yeah.
What is the next one?
And then we have to give the left boundary.
Okay, open quotes.
Open quotes.
LB
Equal
to. What I can take? This is the value I want to capture.
Right.
Right. Now what I can take it as a left boundary?
Maybe value equal to.
Value equal to will be too short. You have to little uniquely identify it. So I'll take it from name equal to.
Name. Okay.
And I don't want the quotes right in my application.
Yeah.
So I have to take the quotes also.
Yeah. So up to the quotes.
Up to the quotes. So I'll see here. Now I have to put a close quotes.
Yeah.
So this open quote. And as it comes, it sees the first close quote.
Right.
So there is one extra quote.
Yeah.
So how do you handle this? Now when you have, this last quote, close quote, and the first open quote is the quote that for the function, right?
Can we put a single quote in between?
No, no. What we will do is we will put a backslash.
Oh, okay.
So what will happen is it will automatically skip this as a close
and
quote.
Then go to,
right?
okay.
It will take it as a value that it has to search.
Okay.
Comma. What is the next?
And then the right bound equal to RB equal to.
RB equal to, you have to type it like this.
No, within quotes.
So tell it correct. So it should be RB equal to.
RB equal to.
I want these two, right?
Yeah. Quotes and
close. Now I have a quote inside, so I'll put a backslash.
Backslash then.
Then?
And then comma last. Close brackets and then semicolon.
Okay. So now let's see whether it works. Okay. I'm going to run the script and see whether it works. Let's see what is the output value. Got it? Now for what we selected first for Frankfurt to Zurich, you see here, Blue Skies Airlines 290. Got it?
Yeah.
So that's how. Now, how do you replace this?
So
what we will do, we will find and replace it. Because we might have, here it's only one occurrence, but usually if it has multiple occurrences, you can't go and physically search. So what I usually do, I'll show you the way it has to be done. So first we will select the value. This is the value that's there in the script, right?
Yeah.
I'll put a Control C. That is, I copied it.
Copied it. Okay.
Now, no. So this is the variable that we need to replace, right? So I'll select the variable and say Control C. I copied the variable. Now this is the value that has to be replaced, right? So I'll say Control H.
What will that do?
It brought a search and replace window. Find what? See, automatically put the data there. And replace what? I'll put an open braces, Control V. Close braces. See, it makes it like easy. And always select all session. Because if you would have had multiple transactions, multiple actions here, if you say this session, it will search only for this action. It won't search the entire script.
Okay.
and then say find. You see, it found that. I'll say.
So everywhere it will replace the variable name,
yes,
right?
everywhere it will replace.
Okay. Okay.
Getting me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's the question?
So Rajesh, use in the script on the top window you selected as Blue Skies Airlines, then it is $sign and then 190, right? If you go on the top window, yeah, the one which you commented, right?
Correct.
And then in the bottom window, it is showing airlines as 29. There is a difference in the number, I guess.
Yeah, the reason, you know why? When we recorded with what option? We recorded with, let's go back to our flight home page, flights. I got locked out. Okay, hold on. Now, when you recorded, we recorded with Acapulco and Zurich, right?
Okay.
So when you click on this here, Blue Skies.
Oh, there's 190. Okay.
Now when I change the value from Frankfurt to Zurich, now the flight changes, right?
Yes. Okay.
See, 290.
Okay.
Now
So
in our script,
190 to 290. Okay.
yeah, in our script now, based on what we are selecting the value, automatically it will get replaced.
Okay.
If I change from say something else, say example, go back, and I change from say Seattle to Sydney. Okay, and I say continue. 780. Are you going to put all this in the data table, the parameter list by copying and pasting? No, that's why we don't want to do that, right?
Yes.
That's why we capture. Now, if I say Seattle to Sydney here in my parameter list. What is spelling on it?
TTLE.
TTLE, right? TTLE. TTLE, comma, SYDNEY, correct?
No, wrong. It is SYD. No, your notepad. Sydney.
Correct only, no?
Sydney.
SYDNEY, correct only.
You said SYN.
Oh, sorry, typo. SYDNEY. Okay, fine. Now the last line should always, this will be the last line, should be always empty.
Yes.
Fine. Now I'll say run from the third one, this one. Now let's run this. Let's see what is the value it got generated. Blue Sky, 780.
Yes.
Blue Sky, 780.
780.
If you don't put that, see, I'm trying, the second line is still, some other flight which is nowhere related to our application. Right?
Okay.
Blue Sky, 910. Is Blue Sky 910 here? 910 is not here, is he?
Yes. No.
But the application is still able to process it because there is no validation as such. But are we doing the right coding? No, right? We have to pass the right value. That's when we know how the application would respond to the right values. That's why we are capturing all the dynamic value and putting it in a function and calling that. So that it automatically does this for you.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Yep. I didn't understand the backsplash that you gave, for when you put the on the function. Why?
I'll show you why we put that. What I did here is, when I put the function, I say left boundary. How do you write it? You say open quote LB equal to the value and the close quote.
Yeah.
Now the value itself has a quote inside it. So I put a second quote here, right?
Oh, okay.
So what happens in our script, it ended with saying value value equal to, and the data we need to capture. So if I put till here, what will happen is my data will have this quote also.
Okay.
That should not be there, right? This is the portion of what is coming up. So what I will do, I will take this whole thing as my left boundary. So I'll say value and open quote. Now there is a open quote here, there is a close quote here, there is a close quote here.
Yeah.
Now which one it should take as the close for the function?
The last one.
How do you know this is the last one? It will think this one is the close for the function call, and it will think there is an extra open quote there available. So it will fail. So we have to put a backslash so that when it's reading it, it sees a backslash and a quote. When it sees a backslash and a quote, for the function call close, it will skip this. But it will take this as a data to search. You're able to get me?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So if I go here, go to my thing, and I remove off this backslash, you see automatically this color changed.
Okay.
The reason is, it took this as the open quote, it took this as the open quote, it took this as the close quote.
Okay.
And this is taken as an open quote and a close quote. Yes, my mouse. You're able to understand. This is the open quote, the value inside the quote, and this is the close quote. Now what is this? It's not able to identify what is this.
Identify that, yeah.
So it changes of the colors.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
If I compile, it will throw an error.
Yes, yeah. It does.
See,
yes.
expecting RB. See? So that's why we put a backslash.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, Rajesh. Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
I have a question.
Yep.
About the third step, which occurrence of the text boundary to use, we just replaced all, right?
No. Which occurrence of the text boundary to be used, we are going to see next. That one.
Oh, okay. Then what was that where you replaced, search and replace, multiple you replaced?
That one is that, what are we actually doing here? We are trying to capture this value, dynamic value, right? Where is it? We are trying to capture this dynamic value. Correct?
Correct.
Now I know that gets generated here, and I have captured it and put it into this variable. Now I have to replace now. I have to replace that value wherever that value occurs with the value that's coming from the server. I replaced it, see.
Okay.
You're not getting me?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So wherever that value from that page, from the application was there, we're replacing it with the variable.
With the variable, so that at that point when this script gets it, this request goes, it knows it knows that there is a variable that has to be replaced.
Correct.
And the variable, the value is already in the variable, it will replace that value here.
Yeah, and the value came to the variable because of the function call.
For the other function call.
Okay. So then that is different. Which occurrence of the boundary should be used is different.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Okay. Now, who can help me out to capture the next one? Blue skies. Complete flow. Who can help me out?
I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we first, do we have to put...
I'm going to just follow. I'm not going to correct you. I'm just going to follow what you tell me. Okay?
Okay. So let's remove all the syntax errors first.
That's all done. Don't worry.
Okay.
No more syntax.
So let's first go to the value that we want to capture, which is,
So I copied it?
Yes, copy it. Then go to the generation log.
Okay.
Go to the top.
Oh, do I go?
Function home.
No, control home.
Oh, control home. Sorry. I would just crawl, but okay.
You'll crawl or scroll? So you'll crawl, okay.
Yeah, okay.
But unfortunately, when you crawl, you cannot reach the top, right?
Yeah, Control
Okay.
F,
Control F.
paste that value,
Yep.
find. Okay, then we copy the whole line.
I copied it.
Line. Okay, then just click on the line. Then Control F, web underscore, find. We found the request name. It's
Servlet, right?
Reservation
servlet. So it's almost the same place.
It's the same, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to paste it here.
Go on top and paste in comment.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Then what do we have to do? Now we add the correlation function.
Okay.
The web underscore regs underscore
Okay.
save underscore param. Yeah. Okay. Open quotes.
Okay.
Then C because it's correlation. And we do in flight because that's the value. I mean, that's the variable name.
Okay.
Close quotes, comma, open quote, LB equal to same name, all that whole thing till value, till the quotes. Yeah. And we put close quotes and we put backslash in front of the other quote. Yeah. Oh, that became, okay. So comma, open quote, RB, open quote.
Give me. It's a typo. Mine.
Okay.
RB.
RB equal to, what is that? So,
This
yeah,
one.
yeah. And close quote, again backslash, yeah. Close quote, comma, open quote, no open quote, last, close bracket, semicolon.
Okay. Even though I did it, I'll give a fine. Thanks, because even though I only did it, right? You didn't do anything in this.
What do you mean?
I had to type it, right?
Yes,
So I
type anything that I said.
Yeah, but I only typed it, so I have to appreciate myself, not you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's run it and see. Okay. Let's run this. The praise always goes to the person who physically does that, not the person whose brain is behind it. Got it? Let's see what is the data that's coming up. We got the out flight. Now we need to see where is the in flight. In flight, yes. 870. Let's check. 870. Perfect. Guys, you are able to understand what we were doing with correlation? You are able to understand? Any questions till now? Any questions? And then now, I know that I'm getting the value, so I'm going to go and replace it. So how do I replace? The same step I'm going to follow. I'm going to show you again. First, I will go select the variable, Control C. Then I will select the value that I wanted to replace, Control H, so that it comes as search and replace, and automatically the value comes up here. If you select the value and put Control H, automatically the value comes up in the first column. Now I'll put open braces, save, put the value, Control V, and then close braces, all session, find, replace. See, that's all. There's no other value that's there, so it said okay. So now I have replaced the value that has to be correlated in the system. Guys, any questions on this? Any questions? Any questions? Fine. So that's all what we do with correlation. So like this, you can replace any value by capturing the first identify the steps that we need to follow are this. Determine the value that we have to capture. The first, determine the value that you need to capture. Find the left and right boundary. So in order to find the left and right boundary, first we determine which value we need to capture. Take that value, put it in the generation log, find it in the generation log where you get that value, and then get the left and right boundary for that particular value, put it in the script, replace the script, take the left and right boundary of that value. Now, I know that there are 4 values here, right? The moment you say left and right boundary, right, it will always go and take the first occurrence. It will always go take the first occurrence. So it's selecting the first occurrence. If I want to select the second occurrence, how do you do that? Am I going to change anything? Yes. A slight change in the function, addition to the function call, a small string added to the function call will give you the option of selecting what option you want. Now if you see here, I just gave web-reg save param, left boundary, right boundary, and last. That means whatever is the first occurrence that it sees in the list as it's going through the first place, it will take that value. Now if I put after my right boundary, I put a comma, open quote, ORD. ORD stands for ordinal, equal to, I give a string called all. If I give this, what will happen? It will, if you see here, it will list me all the list of left and right boundary that matches the value. Let's run this. It's going to give me the list. Okay. It failed. There is a reason it failed. I will tell you why it failed. Now when I put all, automatically this variable will become an array, so that it can capture multiple values. Here, you see here, in my out flight, you see here, out flight _1, it converted into an array, 780, 781, 782, 783. You see here, it's able to capture all the 4, 780, 81, 82, 83. Similarly for my in-flight, see 4 values. As well as it is giving you the count. There are 4 values available for your table. Now, why did the script fail then? The reason the script failed is, when it came to replacing the value, where is it? Where did we replace the value? Here. When it came, oh, not here, sorry. When it came to replacing the value, you see here the variable is C_outFlight. But since it's an array, it had a _1. So C_outFlight, it's not able to find the value only, and it failed the application. See, the string C_outFlight with parameter delimiter is not a parameter. That is, it's not able to find the output for that. It's not able to find where is the C_outFlight, because you see here the value that's getting generated is _1, _2. So if I want my third value, say example, I want to select in my in-flight, I want to select flight number 782. I will give a _3 right here. So I give this variable there, _3. And in my in-flight, I wanted to capture the fourth one. That is my fourth one is 873. I'll give _4. Now if you run it, the script will pass and it will select the third and the fourth value. Let's see. You see here, it selected the third value and it selected the fourth value for the output flight. So that is how we capture the entire table and select a value. Now putting this _3 is, it's not the right way to do here. Putting _3 is not the right way. If I wanted to make the script select the 4th value, then I have to go change the script. All the places where you replace, you have to change. So I won't change this. I'll put it like this, and Control Z, output flight, in flight. Now, Control Z, yeah. Now, but we ran like this and it didn't select because we have an underscore, right? How do you get rid of this underscore? But I want to select the 3rd and the 4th value. Here in the ordinal, instead of all, I will give a value here. What I want the 3rd value, right? I'll give 3. Here I want the 4th value. Now in flight I want the 4th value. I'll give 4. And in ordinal, in flight I want the 3rd value. Out flight I want the 3rd value. So I'll give 3. Now you run this. Now you run this. Automatically select the 3rd and the 4th value. See, 782 and 873. Selected the 3rd and the 4th value. So that is how we provide this. Now let me stop the script. What is happening? And why is not stopping? So guys, you are able to understand that. How did I provide the 3rd and the 4th value? Now I wanted to randomly select. How do I do that? I want to randomly select a value, right, inside that. Now I know on a generic note, I know that there are 4 flights that comes for every option. There are 4 options that come up. So what I will do, I will replace this as a parameter and put a random number. So I'll select this, right click, replace with parameter. I will say P underscore, this is my in flight, right? In flight, and the file type would be random number. Go to properties. I don't want to, minimum is 1 and the maximum is 100. That's okay. It's a variable name. Whatever you want, you can give. Even you can give your name also, the P underscore your name. Now max is 4, right? I know max is 4, so I'll change the max to 4. That's also 1 to 4. So it will generate a random number between 1 to 4. I'll say close. I'll keep it as each occurrence. Why? I'll tell you. Because close. Okay. Now I need to create another random number here. Why do you want to create another file? If I put it each occurrence, this is one occurrence, this is another occurrence. So it will generate one number for this, it will generate another number for this. So I'll add the same thing here. I'll put the same variable here. Now you know why we use each occurrence. Guys, you are able to understand what I'm saying? Replace with the same parameter in flight. See? Now all the places, whenever it is running, it will automatically replace. Now run. Since I put each occurrence, everything will take a different number. Now let's see what number it got generated and which value it picked up. Let's see. Let's see first what is the random number it got generated. You see? God, my mouse. Yes. For the first occurrence of in-flight, it generated a random number 1. And the second occurrence of in-flight, it generated a random number 2. So, for the in-flight, you see here, out-flight, it picked 781. And for the in-flight, what it picked? For the in-flight, you see here, out-flight, it picked 781. And the in-flight, it picked 780. So the first occurrence, it picked 781, the second value, and this one, it picked up the first value. Guys, you are able to understand this? You are able to understand this? Any questions? So with ordinal, you can change the options that are here. You can select multiple. If you have a list of options that you have to select and you want to select randomly, this is how you work with.
So in a real-time scenario, to find out how many, like here we have totally four number in that array, right?
Correct.
So in a real-time scenario, first we'll use ordinal equal to all, find the number, and then when we put it in the parameter, we'll put the maximum number it can take, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Showed you for one scenario. Similarly, you might have n number of same type dynamic values that get generated in your application. Same. You will have multiple dynamic data that get generated. You follow the same procedure for each and every value. Okay. Wanted to auto create. How do you auto create a correlation? Now what I'll do, let me close this script. I'll open the previous script. Say example, the original script, I'll resave it because I've already made the changes, right? So I'll just resave it and say delete, just to show you the correlation, auto correlation. Now what I will do, in order for me to do that, I know same procedure. I know this is the value that I have to replace, right? So first thing I'll do is run one iteration. Before you correlate, run one iteration. Fine. Now what I will do, I will go to view, tree view. So first I know which is the value that I have to correlate. This is the value I have to correlate. So I'll copy this value first, put a control C. Instead of going to generation log, what I will do, I will go here, select this request, click on this request, and then go to view, tree view. Now where is that request coming up? That's your select. See, it's not. Let's go back to the script. What is the request name here? Let's see what is the request name where it's getting generated. It is purchase servlet. So I select that, click here, go to view, preview. It is not. Now you see it's gone to purchase servlet. Now this is the page where that from flight and to flight get generated, right? Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my server response. That is the request that's coming back from or the response that's coming back from the server. Go to server response, body. Now here I'll put select inside this particular window, control F, control V, find. Okay, the reason is that, wait, hold on. Go to page view, 190, right? That's what we are searching, right? What's coming up in the script? 190, correct. So I can select this. Instead of going to view, tree view, I can click on this here, tree view. Click on that, it will take you to the same page. You see here? Now go to your server response. Now this is your response for recording. During recording, I don't want that. I want when the response is coming back. You see here? The third one, replay, view replay snapshot only. Click on that. Go to server response. Body. Now try to find that here. Sometimes what happens is that the way it is coming up won't be the right way. So just minimize, reduce your search and see. Here, now you see? Getting it? This is how it's coming in the application. The response body is coming like this. Is it the one? Let's check once more, control F. Keep checking, is it the right one? Find 190, right? Let me go back. Zurich, right? That's what. You see 190, 190, it's still 190, 191, 910. So we went off to the next request. Here, blue skies 190. See this? This is how the response is coming up. This is how the response is coming up here. Right click on this, select that, right click on this. It will show you create parameter. You see here, create parameter. That is actually correlation. Okay. It will create a function for you for correlation. Right click on this and say create. It will automatically say, now it will say, do you want to replace all the values? Say no, I don't want to replace. First let me check it works. Then I will replace. So I'll say no. Now let's go back to the script. You'll see that it has automatically identified the location where it has to be. You see here. You see it's put on top of this. So that's why we use the manual way of doing it. Now it has generated with ordinal 59 and all. You saw that, right? Ordinal 1, 2 is more than enough. So that is the reason we don't use all these type of autocorrelations. Always we go and write it. This is not the safe way. You see here, you will think that it's the right place. You see, but it did not put at the right place. Right? It did not put at the right place. It just put it on top. So usually what we do, if you wanted to do that, you click on this, select that, click on the request. Now this is the request, go one request above. Now this is a guess. It might be in this request, might not be in this request. Again, you go here and search. Control F, Control V, find. Now you see here, you get the full request here. So you have to go request by request on this. If it doesn't come here, go and click on the above request. It doesn't come there, go and click on the above request. Right? So whichever request you find this, could find that. Now you got confused, right? You selected the purchase. That same value is available there, and the same value is available on top of it. It's a bit confusing. So don't do this. It's not advisable to do this also. So you know that this is the place where the request is. Right click on that request and say create parameter. No. Now go back here. Now the problem is that it will create with ordinal. You see, it creates with ordinal 1. We don't need ordinal if in case you don't want to put. Otherwise, you want to put ordinal, you can put ordinal. Now it created like this. You see, it created the request for you. There are so many things that you don't need. Very simple script we created, simple function we wrote with WebRed save param. Why do you want to complicate it? Guys, you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. You are able to understand?
Yes.
You are able to understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So that are the two types of correlation. We saw manual autocorrelation and manual correlation. Autocorrelation is not recommended. Only manual correlation is recommended. In manual correlation also, you have two types. One, you can automatically generate it, or you can do manually. Automatically generated, you have to go to that request where that correlation value is in the or where the request is getting generated in the script, and then go one request above and search for that value. If you don't get it, go one request above. It is a time consuming process. So that is the reason we use generation log. It is very, very simple. How quickly we did in generation log. So it is always best way to do is to go through the generation log. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Fine.